Welcome back to Code with Clinton. In this video, we'll be working on Django authentication, whereby users are able to sign up to our site. They can also log in. I'm also going to add restriction, whereby if you are not logged in, you won't be able to view the detailed page of a particular book. For example, now I could view the detailed page of this book called The 4-Hour Work Week. If I'm not logged in after this tutorial, I won't be able to view this book. You understand? So without further ado, we are getting started. We are getting started now with the tutorial. The source code of this project is in the description of this video. The source code of this website is in the description of the video. So check it out and see how it is. So without further ado, we are getting started with the tutorial. Now I am on views.py. I'm going to use Django user creation form to enable users sign up to our site. I'm going to use Django's default user creation form to enable users sign up to the site. So come down here. I already have my register page function already. I have the login function and the logout function. I also have my URL configured to those views, to those functions in my views.py. Yes, the register URL configuration, the login URL configuration, and the logout URL configuration. So I'm going to exit to my views.py and write out the code to enable users sign up to our site. Okay, without further ado, let's get started now. So I'm going to import Django's user creation form for this. I'm going to say from Django contrib.auth.forms import user creation form. So yep, so down in my views.py in the register page, I'm going to simply say register form should be register form should be equal to user creation form. So I'm going to simply say if request dot method, if it is a post request, if request dot method is equal to posts, I'll simply do this. I'm going to say register form. I'll just copy this, Ctrl C, and also paste here, Ctrl V, and put in request.post inside the parentheses. Request.post. So after I've done that, now I'm going to add in a validation. I'm going to say if register. I'm going to say if register form dot is valid, we'll simply say register form dot save. Say register form dot save. So what this function does is that it checks, first of all set user creation form to this variable called register form. This user creation form up here is an empty form. So if a post request occurs, the data on the form is going to get submitted. So now we validated the form here. This is a form validation, and after if the validation is true, if there's a success, the form items are being saved to the database. So I'm going to return this register form into my context, into the dictionary. I'm going to simply say register form. Okay, so that's it. So I'm going to head straight to my register.html and put in this context inside. So go down to your templates. So here's my template. So here's register.html. So now I'm going to put in the normal form tag. I'm going to say form method should be equal to posts. So after I've done that, I'm going to put in the inputs, the submit button. Input type should be equal to submit, and value should be equal to submit. So I'm going to put in that register form inside of this form. I'm going to say register form. I'm going to put in my CXRF token because this is a post request. You must always put in your CX USRF token. So save your work. So you can see here in my URL as expired, I have this register. So I'm going to access that page through this register. And before I get to that page, I must make sure the URL is being prefixed with book slash from here. So get down to your browser. Okay, I'll just simply say 127 and 8080 slash book slash register. Enter. Okay, you can see we have the user creation form here, but it's not looking good at all. It's not looking good. You can see the user creation form, our register form is not looking good. But before I customize this form, I want to check if it actually adds users to our database. So let's check. So let's put in a username. I'm gonna say Mario. I'm gonna put some password. I'm gonna say okay. Put in the password again. Make sure the password are the same. So submit. Oh, there's an error. It says CXRF token missing, but we actually have that in our templates. I don't know what is wrong. So let's get back again to this register. Okay, so let's put in a new username. Let's say Tiago. Tiago. Put in the password. Put in the password. Make sure the passwords are the same. So submit. Okay, let's see if it was actually added to our database. So check the users model in the database in the admin section. Okay, refresh the page. Oh, Tiago wasn't added, so that might be because of a password issue. So let's put in a new password. Put in a new password. Okay, this password. So submit. Okay, refresh. Okay, you can see Tiago has been added to the database. You can see Tiago has been added to the database. And watch here, you can see this our form here does not have emails. It should have the email field, but unfortunately it does not have the email field. So I'm going to customize that in our forms.py and make sure this user creation form we have here has email field, and also change the look of this user creation form. We don't want this text all around. We don't want all this text all around the input field. So I'm going to do that now in our forms.py. Let's customize our user creation form. So we're going to have an email field added to the list of fields we have here. So head straight to the forms.py to do this. Okay, here's my forms.py. So I'm going to create a new class called create user form. Create user form, and this form is going to be it's going to inherit from user creation form. So I'm going to simply copy this importation code we have from our views.py, which is this. Ctrl C and paste down in our forms.py. Ctrl V. Okay, yes, so that is it. So create user form is gonna inherit from user creation form. I'm gonna say user creation form. User creation form. Okay, after I've done that, we're gonna say class meta, and also I also need to import the Django user model that helps whereby users a site users are being saved. I'm going to import Django users, but I'm going to say from Django.contrib.auth.models import user. So I'm going to say from here, I'm going to say class meta model. We're gonna refer to the user model, the Django user model. So I'm going to say fields. Okay, that should be on the second line. Fields. The field should be equal to a list of a list. Gonna be the field should be equal to a list, and that is gonna be the input field on our sign up form, which are username, we have email. So I just added email now. We have password one, which refers to the first password one, and we have password two, which refers to the second password, which is a confirm password. So save your work. After we've saved, now we're going to import this create user form into our views.py. Okay, you're gonna say from dot forms imports create user form. Okay, so get down to the register page function. So now wherever we see user creation form, we're going to replace it with create user form. Create user form. So change this to create user form. Create user form. So save your work. So get down to the browse, get down to your browser and refresh the page. Enter. Okay, nice. Now you can see now we now have the email address. We have the email field on the page right now. We already have the email field. Okay, if you watch closely now, we now have the email field added to the list of input fields we have on the user creation form. So now I need to customize this. I need to make this look better. I don't like this text we have around there. So get down to get down to the template called register.html. Okay, now we are going to loop through this register form. So simply I'll just clear that out and say, I'm going to simply say for fields, I'm going to say for field in register form. So end for, make sure the for is being ended. I'm going to say end for. After I've done that, I'm going to simply say field. So save. Let's refresh the page. Perfect. Can see now you see the text are no longer there. But I'm going to show you how to also add a label to each input field. So just simply get down to your templates, just on top of the field, put field dot label. So save and refresh. Okay, nice. Now we have the fields and their labels. You see, it's looking better than it before. Those things are no longer on the user creation form. So now I'm going to get an actual sign up templates I'm going to use for the for this particular template we have. I'm going to get an actual form templates for this for our project. So I'm going to let's do that now. Okay, now so let's get the actual form templates. So I have it over here. So I'll just simply copy this, Control A, Control C, and air down to my project, which is this. So simply I'll just what will I do? Okay, I'm gonna comment that out and paste what I have, Control V. So save, paste and save. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna simply wherever I see, for example, this is the username input field. So I'm gonna comment that out and put in the actual field, the actual Django field, which is this register form dot username. Yes, register form dot username. So that beneath, I'm gonna simply say register form dot username. Okay, I'm gonna copy that. So for the email, I'm gonna do the same thing. Register form dot email. For the password, the same thing. Register form dot password one. For the confirm password, I'll make sure I do the same thing. Register form dot password 2. So save, and let's see how it looks like on the browser. Okay, yes, it should be like this. Okay, so now I'm going to simply extend our base.html to this particular page. So I'm going to remove those. Okay, I have my CXRF token here. So I'm going to extend base.html. Say extend base.html. I'm going to also block content. But make sure I also end the block. So save. Yeah, so save your work. Before I do that, I'm going to also make sure I do the block title. Block title. So let me see how I did on other HTML templates. Okay, here it is. Just copy this. Control C. Get down to the register.html and paste that. So I'm going to change this to register. So save, and let's see how it looks like. Refresh the page. Okay, nice. It should look like this. So we don't have our password field. So let's go check for what caused the problem. Search register. Oh, it should be register form dot password one. Save. Okay, now we have the password fields. We can see these our input field are not looking really, they are not looking nice. Like they don't have their placeholders. And first we compare these ones. Let's see this. You can see this input. You can see this user creation form. This sign up form. You can see the input field look more beautiful than the way we have here. So I'm gonna customize this input field in my forms.py. So let's go do that right now. Okay, get to the forms.py. Currently I'm in my forms.py. So I'm gonna pick up each of these names. So I'm gonna say for the first one, username, I'm gonna say username should be equal to forms.character field. Character field, the child field. I'm gonna say max length. I could just simply say equal to 100. After that, I'm gonna say widgets should be equal to forms. Should be equal to forms text inputs. The text input. The text input. So I'm gonna put in parentheses ATRX. So with time you're gonna like memorize or understand how we're able to customize our input fields with Django. So I'm gonna say form of text input ATRX. I'm gonna put coily braces. Okay. So you can see from our register.html, you can see the normal input field we have here, the HTML input field. You can see it has a class. This form control class is what makes it look beautiful. This is a bootstrap class it came with. And you can see it also has a placeholder, enter email address. Each of the fields has their class and placeholder. They all have the same class and different placeholders. So I'm going to add those class and placeholders in the front of Spy. So I'm going to say for the first one, I'll simply say class which is equal to form control. So for the placeholder, I'll simply say enter username to save. So I'm going to do this for the email, the password, and the confirm password. So simply paste Ctrl V, change this to email. Okay, I'm going to say from the character field, the max length. Okay, which should be equal to form the text input. So we're going to change this text input to email input. Okay, save. So they all have the same class. I'm gonna change this to enter email address. Enter email address. So I'm gonna make sure take this back and save. So copy this for the password and confirm password. So this will be password one. Say from changes to password inputs. I'm gonna say the placeholder should be at least 8 characters. At least 8 characters. Okay, that done. Copy this. Control C. Okay, copy and paste just beneath. Okay, change this to password 2 and just enter here. Change this to confirm password. Confirm. Also save your work and get down to the browser. I see everything gonna change. Okay, you can see now it's looking good, just the way it's looking the way it's supposed to look like now. So let's create a new user. Okay, gonna say Wally email address wally@gmail.com. Wally@gmail.com. Okay, password. I'm gonna put in a password. Oh, put in the same password. So register. Okay, check the user. Let's check our admin. Refresh the page. Okay, sign up. Login. Okay, you can see now we have Wally as part of the users. Okay, that's nice. Okay, now I'm gonna like, for example, if let's assume a user is like trying to sign up and he made a mistake. He puts in two different passwords. How is he gonna know he made a mistake? So we need to do that. We need to like add a message. I'm gonna like inform the user that he made a mistake while trying to sign up. So let's do that. Get down to your template, register.html. So just above, okay, here's the template. Just above the just above this, how will I say it now, just above this already have an account. We're going to put in the error message there. So get down to the templates. We simply say, we passed in register form from our views. We just simply say, okay, we're going to simply say register form dot errors. So save. So refresh the page. Oh, it says CXRF token. I don't know why this error keeps appearing. Okay, so let's try creating a new user with different passwords. We're gonna see the error that's gonna pop up. So let's try that now. I'm gonna say, let's say Martins. Okay, Matt at gmail.com. Put in different passwords. So register. You can see the error is say this, the two password fields didn't match. This helps to tell the user that he made a mistake while trying to create an account. So I want to also make sure that whenever we click on this register button, it redirects us to the login page. Whenever we click on the register button after we've done our inputs, if there is no error, it's going to redirect us to the login page. So let's go do that now. Views.py. Get down to the views.py. So here's the register page function. After the forms.save, once it redirects to the login page, so we're going to simply say return redirect So we'll simply say, so get down to urs.py. So for our login page, we have this login word here as the dynamic URL. So get down to the register.html and put in that, get down to the views.py and put in login inside there. So it's gonna take us down to the login page. But we need to also import redirect. So go down to your, just on top. So okay, it's already imported, that's good. Yep, so now for my login.html, for login.html, so I'm going to copy the source code for our login.html. So I have it over here. So login.html, okay, just Control A, Control C, okay, paste it over here, Control V. So I also need to like do some major importing, like the, okay, I'm also gonna import this section, Control C, and paste on top of the login.html, change this to login. So after done that, we're gonna also put in our N4 end block, end block. So save. Okay, now as I said earlier, I want to make sure that whenever we try to sign up, it redirects us to the login page, so a user can log in and get access to the site. So let's put in a new username now. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna simply say Tom, username. I'm gonna say tom@gmail.com, tom@gmail.com, password the same, put in the password. So register. You can see now we have been taken down to our login page. I also want to add, you can see after registering, it takes us down to the login page for us to like log in. But I've not written the function for the login page. I've not written the function. So now also I want to like add a success message. Whenever a user signs up successfully, the user gonna see a success message on the login form that says account created successfully. So login. So I want to like add a success message after a user has signed up successfully. So get down to the views.py, views.py. So I'm gonna import messages. I'm gonna say from Django.contrib import messages. Yes, so this message helps you just pass a message, simply a message. Okay, now so get down to our register page. So after that form.save, so I'm gonna pass in this message here. I'm gonna simply say messages dot, it could be messages.info dot success, anything. So let's say messages.info. We just put in the request arguments and we'll simply say accounts created successfully. Okay, we'll now say login, login, login. Okay, save now. So we're going to pass this message to our register.html template. So simply now get down to the, we want this message just above this we want this message just above don't have an account. So get down to register.h to the login.html rather. Okay, we are going to have different messages. We're going to have different messages. So we're going to look through the message. I'm going to say for message in messages, I'm going to end for. So we're going to simply pass the message, and mind you, I'm going to put this inside a p tag. I already have a class for this message and already designed styled class. I called it success message. So I'm gonna put in this. Okay, this should be class rather. Should be class equal to, put this. Okay, that's it. I'm putting our message to save. Get down to the. So get down. Let's get down to our. Get down to register. The register form. Register. So let's try some. Let's try. Let's sign up again. We're gonna put in the name. We're gonna say password. Email should be wena@gmail.com. Password. Put in the same password. So register. Oh, we don't have our message here. What went wrong? Let's see. Just search for message in messages. So what went wrong? So refresh the page. Okay, we just created an account now, but we can't find the success message on the login.html, but we don't know. So let's see what's wrong. So we can't find a success message, so let's see what's actually wrong. So let's get back to our register.html. So rather than going down to the search bar and putting register or login, we could actually use the sign up and the login button. So get down to page.html, select that quickly and solve the problem we are having. So get down to this.html. Okay, here it is. So let's get, okay, I have my, I saw it now, the sign up. Okay, here is the sign up and the login button. So check out for the URL configuration of those two. So the first one is register, which is the sign up, and the second one is login, which is the login itself. So get down to the base.html. So we're going to simply put that here, curly braces with the percent sign. I'm going to put in URL and put in register. So copy this and paste that to the login, change register to login. So save. Get down to the browser and refresh. Okay, click on register, sign up. Okay, now we're on the sign up. We're on the sign up page. Click on login. We're on the login page. Okay, as I said earlier, we are not seeing the success message on the login.html. So let's get down to our views.py and see what's actually wrong. Get down to the views.py. Okay, if you see here, we have this. You can see the message is showing a red line underneath it. That's because we can't put any code after a return statement. So take up this message to the before the return statement. Okay, it should come before the return statement. So paste that in. Okay, save your work now. So get onto the browser and let's add a new user. We're gonna say Fatty, the name of our user. And you're gonna say fat@gmail.com. Gmail.com. Okay, for the password, I'm gonna put on this and password. Make sure the password are the same. So register. Oh, we have it. Refresh the page. Okay, you can see now we have the, you can see it says accounts created successfully. That's to say that Fatty has been added to the database, account has been created successfully, and we have our success message up here. But I don't like the way it appears. So let's remove the login. Get down to the, so remove this login so it's good, so it's gonna look nicer. So save, and let's try adding a new user. Get down to sign up.html, refresh the page. The server takes time to load. That's why we're having this problem. Okay, refresh now. Okay, here it is. So put in a new user, let's say them Billy. So we're gonna say them at gmail.com. Password should be this. In you, okay. So register. Okay, you can see now we have the success message which says account created successfully. So now we are through the sign up.html, we are through the sign up user creation. Now we're going to get down to the login aspects of this tutorial. So we're getting started right now. So now so let's start with the login function. So here it is, we have it here. But before we proceed, we need to import some keywords. Okay, we're gonna say from Django dot from Django.contrib.auth import authenticate login and logout. Okay, so get down to the login function again. Here it is. So after a post request has been made, whereby after we've clicked on this login button, so once you get the value of the two fields, the username field and the password field, we're going to say username should be equal to, want to get the value of the username field and the password field from the login.html form. You're going to say username should be equal to requests dot posts get username. Okay, how do we, so this, as I said earlier, we want to get the content of these two fields, username and password. Understand? So you can see, as I said here, we said username is equal to request.post.get username. Where do we get this username from? I'm going to show you where I got it from. So get down to the login.html. If you check for the username field here, which is this, you can see this name attribute here. This name attribute has a value of username. That's where I got the username from. Also for the password, you can see the password input field. You can see the password has a name attribute, and the value of the name attribute is password1. I'm going to still use the same password1 to get the value of the password input field. So get down to the views.py. Okay, gonna just copy this, Ctrl C and paste, change this to password. Gonna say request.post.get password1. So save. So after I've done this now, we're gonna create a new variable called, you could call this variable anything you like. I'm gonna say user should be equal to authenticate. You're gonna say request. I'm gonna say username should be equal to the username we have up here, username, and I'm gonna say password should be equal to the password we have up here. So save. Now we're gonna say if user is not none, if user is not none. What this actually means is that if user exists, if the user exists, which says if user is not known. So if user exists, once you log in the user, I'm gonna say login. You know, we imported the login. We imported login. I'm gonna say login. Put in the request first and user. Okay. Else, if user does not exist, else. Gonna put in the else statement. Else, we're gonna put in a message. I'm gonna say messages.info. I'm gonna say request. I'm gonna say invalid credentials. Okay, up here, after we've logged in the user, I want to redirect to the home page. I'm gonna say return redirect home. So you might wonder where I got the home from my URL.py, the dynamic URL, which is this, to the home page. Okay, now save. Okay, get down to our browser, get down to the login.html. Oh, now we're in the login.html. But there's an error. You can see we are having the invalid credential showing now whereby we've not yet like tried logging in. That's an error. It should not show now, it should only show if there is an error during logging in, whereby a user came now, a user that is not yet signed in tries logging in. This is where this error is supposed to show. It's not supposed to show at the beginnings when you are trying to log in with a wrong username and password. So let's check the views.py to correct this error. Here's my views.py for the login page. Oh, you can see this code should be inside a, what should I call it? Should be inside an if statement. If request.post is if request.method is equal to post, you understand? So what I'm gonna do, okay, simply I'm gonna say if request dot method is equal to posts. Okay, I'm gonna just, okay, press tab. I just indented it now. Okay, so remove that and save. Get back to the browser and refresh. Okay, you can see it has disappeared now. So I remember one of the username and password I used earlier, Dembele. It's Dembele. Okay, let's try his password. I can remember it. So login. Okay, Dembele is logged into the site. Wow, it's logged into the site now. So now we need to like add Dembele's name on the navbar. Is going to simply say hello Dembele and also add the logout link to enable him log out, log in, log to understand. So let's do that right now. So get down to the base.html, to the base.html. Okay, right here. So I'm gonna just simply remove the comment from this. Okay, yes, for me I'll say if I'm gonna use an if statement. I'm gonna say user dot if user dot is authenticated. What am I gonna do? So I'm gonna say, you can see here down here I said hello user dot username. So if this is gonna work if user is logged in, if user dot is authenticated. So now I'm gonna say else if the user is not signed up, if the user is not logged in, we're gonna have this sign up and login button. But if the user is logged in, we're going to have a different thing. Okay, let me show you that now. So I'm going to say else. Okay, and make sure you end the if statement. Make sure you end it just beneath here. End if. So save. Get onto the browser and refresh. Okay, you can see that Dembele is logged in. It says hello Dembele. Dembele is logged in. So once I log out Dembele, I'm going to see the sign in, the sign up, and the login button. Okay, you can see Dembele is logged in currently. Once you click on this drop down near the name, you can see we have the logout link just beneath it. So I'm gonna add the logout function right now to enable user to so we can also log out users. Okay, get down to the logout user function, which is here. So I'm gonna just simply say logout request. You can see, remember I imported the logout from here, the login and the authenticate. So I'm gonna say logout request, and after that after that I will make sure I redirect back to the home page. I'm gonna say return redirect. I'm gonna say return redirect. We'll say home. So save. So get back to the browser. To the browser. So okay, we need to add the the dynamic URL to this logout link. So get down to our URL.py. We have the dynamic URL here. So let's get down to base.html and look for the logout link where it is. Okay, we have it here, which is this logout. Okay, we already have that URL. The dynamic URL says logout, right? So just save, get back to the HTML. Okay, click on logout. You can see the building has been logged out. Now we now have the sign up and the login button. So now we are through the sign up, the user with the sign up form and the login form. Now I want to add restrictions to the book detail page, whereby if you are not logged in, you won't be able to view the detail page of a particular book we have on the site. If you're not logged in, you'll be able to view the detail page of a particular book. So let's add that restrictions. Okay, now want to add restrictions to the book detail page, whereby users can access this page if they are not logged into the site. They can access the book detail page if they are not logged into the site. So let's add the restrictions. So get down to the views of spy. So we're going to do some importing. So let's do the importing. I'm going to say from Django .contrib .auth .decorators .contrib .auth .decorators import login required. So save. So we're going to add this login required on the book detail function. I'm going to start with at, say login required. We're going to say login URL should be equal to login. So save your work. Okay, so now get down to the browser, click on any of these books or home. Okay, try clicking on any of the books. So click on use on both. You can see nobody is logged in, so we have been referred back to the login page. So click on register. So I've added the URL mapping on this register link, so we can access the register page through this register link. So click on it. Okay, here's the register page. Also, let's try creating a new user. I'm gonna say, let's say Marcelo. Okay, email should be, let's say ma@gmail.com. Password should be, let's say, this should be the password. So put in the password. So register. So we are on the login now. It says accounts created successfully. So put in the password, the username Marcelo. The password should be, so login. So now we are on the home page. You can see it says hello Marcelo. So let's try visiting any of the book detail page. So click on any of the book we have here. So I'm going to click on, let's say, Things Fall Apart. Click on Things Fall Apart. Oh, let me click on, okay. Okay, yeah, you can see now we have been able to access the detail page of the 4-hour work week. Nice. That's because we are logged into the site. So I can also download the book. Oh, the download link has not been placed. So let me place the download link. So get down to the book detail page. So scroll down. Okay, here's the download link. So I'm going to remove the comment from it. So here is it. So the download link is from the book.pdf URL, just like book.coverimage.url. So save and get out to the browser. So refresh the page. So click on download PDF now. You can see it's downloading. Nice, you can see it's downloading. Okay, so we've come to the end of this video. the user authentication with Django, whereby we are able to create users, log them in, and access pages. You understand? So we've come to the end of this video. Hope you learned something. If you did learn something from this video, please subscribe to my channel, and you can also show me some love by smashing the like button and sharing this video. So the next episode, I'll be showing you how to get this site up on the internet. I'll be showing you how to deploy this site on the internet. So we've come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed, and bye bye.